In February, Chris Minns exploited a fake terror plot to ram through draconian anti-protest laws, which the Supreme Court has now ruled unconstitutional. Now he's trying to run the same scam all over again. Since Saturday, the Premier, Police Minister, and Chief Commissioner have been scrambling to explain how this happened. But the answer is really simple. Nazis were able to rally openly on Gadigal land because police let them. It's that simple. The laws and powers to stop them did exist, but police chose not to use them. They had the paperwork a full week in advance, filed by a group called White Australia with a documented history of violent, racist behaviour. Every alarm bell should have been ringing. Top cops should have known, as should the Police Minister and the Premier. And New South Wales Police could have challenged this gathering in the Supreme Court. The powers to do so are extremely broad, and this is a step that they've taken against Palestine and climate protesters several times before. So what failed here wasn't the laws, it was the will of the police. The police do not need more powers, they have too many already. What the police need is more accountability for their failures. It's also worth noting the double standard, not just in relation to how police approved this rally, but in how they treated the gathering itself. New South Wales Police have absolutely no trouble using force when it comes to Palestine rallies. In my experience, they love starting a fight with us. Since I was the victim of an unprovoked assault by a pack of mostly male cops at a rally a couple of months ago, at least 2 other women have been hospitalized because of police violence at Palestine rallies. But when 60 black-clad Nazi men turn up with a banner calling for an end to the Jewish lobby, suddenly police are cautious, patient, and act with restraint. This double standard could not be clearer. What's also clear is that Minns, Catley, and Lanyon are trying to pull the wool over our eyes, not just to cover up the police's failures and double standards, but to use this Nazi gathering as a Trojan horse to crack down on protest rights yet again. Minns has announced a review into what happened, but he's not waiting for that review to jump to the conclusion that more police powers are the solution. And yesterday, the Minns government also announced that they would reintroduce laws banning protests near places of worship, even though these laws would have done nothing to stop the Nazi gathering. This is exactly like the Dural caravan hoax. It's dishonest, it's opportunistic, it's sinister, and it's the Labour government yet again stoking and preying on our fears of terrorism and Nazism to take away our rights. But it does absolutely nothing to stop the far right. You don't fight fascism with fascism, you fight fascism by removing the conditions that it feeds on. So if Minns, and Albanese for that matter, were actually serious about stopping the march of the far right, they'd invest in pre-radicalization and de-radicalization